this. Not everyone is your friend. Be quiet. This. Be strong. Shi Heng Yi. There comes a time in life when you realize not everyone walking beside you is walking with you. This. Some are only there to see how far you'll go. Others to measure how much they can take before you notice this. And a few to learn your secrets, not your soul. In that moment, silence becomes your best teacher. This. Because when you stop talking, you start seeing. This speech isn't about isolation. It's about clarity. This. It's about learning that your peace doesn't need validation and your journey doesn't require applause. This. Stay with me, because by the end of this reflection, you'll understand how being quiet can become your greatest strength and how being strong often means walking alone without bitterness, but with balance. There comes a point in your journey when you begin to understand that not everyone who walks with you deserves a place in your inner circle. Life teaches you slowly and often painfully that some connections are meant to guide you forward, while others are meant to test your balance. The mistake many people make is believing that everyone who smiles at them supports them. But time has a way of showing you the difference between those who clap for you out of love and those who clap only to measure how loud your success sounds. Discernment is not about judging others. It is about seeing clearly. It is the quiet skill of recognizing who feeds your spirit and who drains it. It is knowing when a conversation is healing and when it is hollow. When you begin to observe without attachment, you notice how some people only appear during your sunshine, but disappear the moment the sky begins to cloud. The truth is you cannot call everyone your friend simply because they stand beside you. Some are close only because your light makes their shadow disappear. Real friendship doesn't require constant attention. It doesn't demand that you lower yourself to be understood. True friends stand in silence with you when the world grows noisy. They don't compete, they don't compare. They simply exist beside you in peace. The problem arises when we mistake comfort for connection. We stay in relationships that feel familiar, not realizing that familiarity isn't the same as alignment. Just because someone has been around for a long time doesn't mean they are still meant to be part of your next chapter. You must learn to discern not from a place of arrogance, but from awareness. Watch how people react when you grow. Notice who becomes distant when you rise. Some will celebrate your progress, others will quietly resent it. Their energy will shift before their words do. Learn to feel that change without needing an explanation. Because discernment doesn't always need proof. It feels what the eyes cannot see. It is easy to attach yourself to those who make you feel seen, especially when you are healing. But attachment is not always love. Sometimes it is fear disguised as loyalty. We hold on to people who no longer align with our path because letting go feels like loss. Yet the truth is real peace begins the moment you stop forcing connections that no longer flow naturally. You don't have to hate anyone to move forward. You just have to stop walking in directions that no longer serve your growth. The practice of discernment invites you to stand in stillness, to observe who adds calmness to your life and who adds confusion. You begin to see that not everyone has the same intentions as you, and that's okay. People are not required to match your pace or your purpose. What matters is that you protect your energy enough to continue walking with clarity. The more aware you become, the quieter you grow, because discernment often speaks in silence. So pause for a moment. Reflect on who you share your time, thoughts, and dreams with. Are these people nurturing your purpose or draining your direction? Do they celebrate your growth, or do they shrink when you shine? The answers don't need to be spoken out loud. They live in how you feel after each encounter. If peace leaves the room when someone enters, that is your sign. Discernment over attachment means choosing peace over people pleasing. It means understanding that love can exist without closeness and respect can continue without constant contact. When you master this awareness, you no longer chase relationships. You attract alignment. You no longer beg to be understood. You simply stand firm in your truth. And in that quiet strength, you find something deeper than friendship. You find freedom. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of understanding. It is the quiet space between your thoughts where truth lives uninvited. Most people fear silence because it reveals too much. They fill every moment with noise, words, distractions, and opinions, trying to escape what their hearts are trying to tell them. But when you finally sit in stillness, you realize that silence has been your greatest teacher all along. It shows you what matters, what hurts, and what you've been running from. The power of inner silence is not about muting the world. It is about mastering your inner world. It is learning to remain calm when chaos surrounds you. When someone insults you, silence allows you to choose dignity over reaction. When life becomes uncertain, silence gives you the patience to wait instead of forcing what is not ready. The quiet mind does not chase explanations. It observes, accepts, and moves with intention. This is real strength. Not in how loud you speak, but in how deeply you understand. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, very few want to listen. But listening, truly listening, requires silence. It is through silence that you begin to perceive the truth behind words, the emotion behind faces, and the energy behind actions. When you stop interrupting life with noise, you begin to feel its rhythm. You start noticing how your breath flows, how your heart reacts, how your energy shifts with every thought. This awareness is power. The power to respond rather than react, to create rather than destroy. Silence is not weakness. It is a form of control that few can practice. Anyone can shout when angry. Only the strong can stay quiet and centered. When you hold silence, you hold your energy. You prevent it from leaking into meaningless conflicts and empty arguments. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you protect your peace from being hijacked by emotion. The person who can remain calm when provoked is not avoiding confrontation. They are mastering themselves. They understand that reacting is easy, but staying balanced is divine. There are moments when silence becomes your best response. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you no longer need to prove anything. You reach a point in growth where peace becomes more important than proving your point. You start valuing your mental stillness more than being right. And in that shift, you begin to feel freedom. Freedom from the need for validation. Freedom from the chaos of opinions. Freedom from the noise that once controlled your emotions. When you are silent, you can hear your intuition whisper. You start to sense which paths align with your truth and which lead you astray. The world may call it instinct, but it is silence speaking, the voice that has always been within you, guiding you when the mind is still. In silence, you learn to trust yourself again. You stop searching for advice in every direction because the answers begin to surface naturally. The mind clears, the heart steadies, and clarity replaces confusion. But silence requires discipline. It is not easy to stay quiet in a world that rewards noise. You will feel misunderstood, underestimated, even invisible at times. Yet, that invisibility becomes a shield, protecting your focus while you grow unseen. The louder others become, the deeper your calm must be. Because silence is not about retreating from the world. It is about returning to yourself. When you master silence, you no longer lose yourself in noise. You walk with presence. You act from awareness. You speak with purpose, not impulse. So when the world tests you, do not rush to answer. Breathe, observe, listen. Let silence reveal what noise cannot. Because silence, when held with awareness, is not emptiness. It is fullness. It holds wisdom, patience, and peace. The one who commands silence commands strength. And when you master the art of being quiet within, you no longer need to shout to be powerful. Your calm becomes your voice, and your silence becomes your strength. Your energy is your most valuable currency. It is the invisible force that shapes how you think, feel, and act. Yet most people spend it carelessly, giving it away to anyone who asks for attention or demands explanation. They wonder why they feel drained, confused, and emotionally heavy, but they never notice how much of their strength is being traded for acceptance. Protecting your energy does not mean building walls around your heart. It means learning who has earned the right to enter. It means recognizing that not every interaction deserves a reaction, and not every emotion deserves an audience. Everything and everyone carries energy. Some people brighten your spirit without saying a word, while others leave you exhausted after a short conversation. This is not about good or bad. It is simply about awareness. You begin to notice that your peace fades when you are around certain people, not because they are evil, but because their frequency no longer aligns with yours. Growth creates distance, and that distance is not rejection, it is protection. The more you evolve, the more sensitive you become to the energy around you. You start to feel what words cannot express. Protecting your energy begins with boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks that you control. They teach others how to treat you and remind you how to treat yourself. When you say no without guilt, you are not being unkind. You are being honest. When you walk away from chaos, you are not avoiding reality. You are choosing clarity. The moment you stop explaining why you need peace is the moment you begin to live from strength instead of survival. Your energy is sacred, and those who truly value you will respect it. People often misunderstand strength. They believe it is shown through constant involvement, endless giving, and pleasing everyone around them. But real strength lies in knowing when to step back. It is the courage to rest, to disconnect, to protect your inner balance. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You cannot inspire others while your own spirit is exhausted. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is necessary. It allows you to return to the world replenished, grounded, and clear. Silence also plays a part in this protection. When you speak less, you reveal less. The less you reveal, the less others can use your energy against you. Not everyone who listens to you is listening to help you. Some are listening to measure you, to mirror your moves, or to feed their curiosity. There is wisdom in keeping certain things sacred: your dreams, your healing, your private victories. When you guard these spaces, they grow stronger. When you share them too early, they lose power. The more you protect your energy, the more peaceful your life becomes. You stop chasing connections that exhaust you. You stop participating in conversations that lower your vibration. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And suddenly, peace feels natural. You begin to notice that what once drained you now barely affects you. That is not detachment. It is mastery. You are learning to navigate the world without letting it consume you. Protecting your energy also means choosing your environment wisely. The spaces you enter influence your thoughts. The media you consume shapes your emotions. The voices you listen to echo in your mind long after the words fade. Be mindful of what you allow into your inner space, because energy does not knock before entering. It flows freely into whatever is open. Your heart, your mind, your attention. Awareness is your filter. It helps you decide what to absorb and what to release. When you finally master this art, life begins to feel lighter. You no longer wake up heavy with emotions that are not yours. You move through the world quietly but powerfully, knowing that peace is your responsibility. The strongest souls are not those who fight every battle, but those who choose which battles are worth their energy. Protect your peace as you would protect your breath, because once your energy is gone, everything else begins to fade. Your focus, your purpose, your joy. And when you learn to guard that energy, you don't just survive this world. You rise above it. Confidence does not always need to be loud. The most powerful people rarely announce their strength. They simply live it. Is quiet confidence is not about showing the world how capable you are. It is about knowing it deeply within yourself. It comes from awareness, not arrogance. It is the still assurance that you can handle whatever life brings because you trust your inner stability more than external approval. When you walk in quiet confidence, your actions carry weight because they are guided by purpose, not pride. The world often confuses confidence with noise. It rewards those who speak the loudest, who appear certain, who constantly display their achievements. But real confidence is not performance, it is presence. It doesn't seek to impress, it seeks to express authenticity. When you are truly confident, you no longer chase validation because you have already found acceptance within. You don't need to explain your worth. Your calmness becomes proof of it. The louder you become, the more energy you lose trying to convince others. The quieter you grow, the more power you gain because silence amplifies truth. Quiet confidence comes from knowing who you are and who you are not. You understand that your value doesn't decrease when others fail to see it. You stop measuring your growth through comparison. Instead, you move with an inner rhythm that doesn't depend on anyone's applause. This kind of confidence allows you to walk into a room without needing to dominate it. You don't fight for attention. Your peace draws it naturally. People sense your balance before you speak a single word. When you have quiet confidence, you are no longer afraid of being misunderstood. You realize that not everyone will see your intentions, and that's fine. You don't waste your breath trying to explain what time will reveal. You don't rush to defend yourself when others doubt you. You let your actions, your consistency, and your calmness speak louder than any argument ever could. Confidence is not in the noise of proving. It is in the silence of being. The one who truly knows his strength doesn't need to shout it. He simply stands firm when the storm arrives. This confidence is born through experience. It grows in the moments when life challenges you, when everything seems uncertain. Yet you find yourself standing still. It is in the silent victories, the unseen struggles, the days you kept moving when no one noticed. Each time you choose peace over reaction, discipline over comfort, this, and patience over panic, your confidence deepens, this. You realize that your stability does not depend on circumstances. It depends on awareness, this. Quiet confidence also teaches humility. You understand that you don't need to be better than anyone else to feel complete, this. You learn that strength and softness can coexist, this. The confident person is not the one who controls others, but the one who controls himself, this. There is a deep calm in knowing that you can, but you choose not to, this. That restraint, that conscious decision to act only when necessary, is what separates ego from mastery, this. People with quiet confidence inspire trust. Their presence brings calm, not competition, this. They don't need to convince others of their abilities because their energy already communicates it. When they speak, this, others listen, not because of volume, but because of the depth behind their words. Their confidence does not demand attention, this. It earns it. In a world obsessed with visibility, quiet confidence becomes rare and powerful. It doesn't shout, this. Look at me. It whispers, I am at peace. It doesn't push for validation. It flows with intention. This is the kind of confidence that builds legacies silently, that achieves without showing, that transforms without announcing, this. So walk softly but with purpose. Let your calmness carry authority. Let your silence speak for you, this. Do not waste energy proving your worth. Live it. The quiet confidence within you will do the rest, this. Because true power doesn't make noise, it moves mountains in silence. And when you learn to embody that stillness, this, you no longer need to be seen to be powerful. You simply are.